The following is a presentation of the Arizona Cardinals Broadcast Network. Coming up on Cardinals Birdwatch, the quarterback conversation is over. Jacoby signs a new deal and settles in as QB1. We'll hear from Mike LaFleur as training camp heats up. Plus, Marvin Harrison Jr. and Michael Wilson sit down to discuss the evolving offense. Our Summer of Fitz continues with 2 more episodes of the 11 series, and one of the Red Sea's biggest superfans gets the national spotlight. Cardinals Birdwatch starts right now. Presented by SeatGeek.
The pads are on and the competition level is high as training camp continues here from State Farm Stadium. The position battles are heating up across the roster with the exception of the Week 1 starting quarterback. That has drastically cooled off now that Jacoby Brissett has signed a new deal.
We knew it was going to be a storyline all throughout camp, but now there's 3 questions that we could answer right off the bat. Number 1, is there a holdout? Not any longer. Number 2, who's going to be your QB1 going into Week 1? That is going to be Jacoby Brissett. And 3, who are these 2 lovely people welcoming you into Cardinals Birdwatch? That's Zach Gershman, that's Dani Sureck. And look, Dani, we were in the room after Jacoby Brissett signed his $15.5 million deal that reportedly could go up to $21 million. It's a pretty nice raise.
Yeah, he said it was a relief. Brissett, the agent, gets the deal done for Brissett, the player. Times got so stressful at points throughout that negotiation process that Brissett said he was averaging 3 hours of sleep every night. The NFL is a business, and so there were tough decisions for Brissett to make as a player in terms of what to participate in, and also as an agent, so to speak, which led to some tough moments.
I've never had an agent, so I kind of done all of them on my own. I won't say on my own. I have a team that I don't want to make it seem like I'm like a person that does it by myself. But it definitely got dark a couple times, but just trusting myself to be able to still get up and go to work and go train and things of that nature. And I wasn't here, but I still had ears here. Like I still was talking to some guys here, so it made me feel a little bit more included.
Look, it's not like Jacoby Brissett hasn't been around the team. He was in attendance at mandatory minicamp, and then during the first block of training camp, he was around the guys. He just wasn't taking part of working with the first team. But now that that deal is signed, Dani, he is around the offense, especially that first unit, and it helps that a decade-long veteran like him can pick up an offense pretty fast.
It's no secret Brissett's teammates are equally as excited for him to get the deal done. Lots of tweets and messages congratulating him on this new deal. That respect and those congratulatory messages are not something the quarterback takes lightly.
I think that's the ultimate reward in this game is your respect for your teammates. I think that's I don't even know if reward is more so the currency is the respect and the recognition from your teammate. I think that's what I kind of pride myself on, and really that's the only thing I really value. Contracts come and go, but your teammates and the people that you go to work with and the ones that want to go to bat for you, I think that's what matters the most.
To the fans using Brissett's 1-11 record as a starter last year as any sort of reason of whether or not Brissett was or wasn't deserving of this new contract, that's not at the forefront of his mind. Brissett says he knows what he's capable of, and clearly this organization agrees because the deal got done, Zach.
You can't change what the record was last year. All you can do is look ahead. You have to understand that, yes, wins and losses are important. They don't just fall on the quarterback, and that's something head coach Mike LaFleur talked about. And look, he said he had so much respect for Jacoby Brissett going up against him as an opponent. Now that he is his QB1, he's quieting all that QB chatter.
When a quarterback throws 4 touchdowns, you win a game, and if he throws 3 picks, then he's, everyone's going to blame it on him. And so there's a lot of factors that go into winning and losing football games, and it's both units, it's special teams, it's coaching, it's making the right, right decisions from a situational standpoint. So there are so many factors. You try to take all the emotion out of it, and you just watch the player and say, hey, is he going to fit with our system and what we're trying to get done? And again, I've always had a lot of respect from Jacoby from afar. He was already in the building, obviously, when I got here, so you get the leg up on that. And now we got, this resolved in terms of, the contract.
When you play in the NFL for as long as Jacoby Brissett has, you're going to generate a lot of respect, not just amongst your teammates, but throughout the league. And that's also because of his play style on the football field, Dani, his ability to stand in the pocket and make sure that he finds his weapons wide open.
A bolstered offensive line and run game is only going to help Brissett find his weapons like Marvin Harrison Jr. and Michael Wilson more so than he did last year. I sit down with those two receivers here from training camp on the other side of the break.
Still ahead, Marvin Harrison Jr. and Michael Wilson talk about sharing the spotlight in an offense loaded with playmakers. You're watching Cardinals Birdwatch, presented by SeatGeek. Cardinals Birdwatch is sponsored by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The Cardinals find themselves in a good predicament. They've got 4 absolute studs on offense: Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael Wilson, Trey McBride, and the rookie Jeremiah Love. From a team standpoint, that's a great problem to have. From a personal one, it requires high maturity to understand that targets could be limited on any given Sunday.
Stats can only tell so much of the story because there's only one football and you have to spread it around. And that's something this wide receiver room, especially Michael Wilson and Marvin Harrison Jr., totally understand, because at some point last year, both guys were that quote-unquote wide receiver one. But the question now is there a true wide receiver one competition?
I sat down with both Wilson and Harrison to get an answer to that question and learn how their roles are evolving with this new scheme. It's a new season with a new head coach and new exciting opportunities with that scheme for receivers like Marvin Harrison Jr. and Michael Wilson, who join me now from State Farm Stadium at Cardinals training camp. I'm Dani Sureck. It's not copy and paste from LA or San Francisco where LaFleur's been, although if those are the inspirations, those are two consistently prolific offenses. So how will this offense consistently have a leg up over the defense?
I think personally we got a tight end that other offenses didn't have, and I think having Trey is going to help open up things for me and Mike, and having Jeremiah too in the backfield. I think there's a lot of weapons on the field at one time.
Especially for you, Michael, in a contract year when it's almost an embarrassment of riches for this offense with all 4 of those players Marv mentioned.
Right.
How do you balance wanting to individually perform while also knowing there's a task at hand for the team, and you can't get the ball every time with all those playmakers?
That's a great question. I think that's the reality of the receiver position is you can have a great game and have 1 or 2 catches for 20 yards, but for me it's all about, like, I'm always process over results, and the season's long, it's 17 games. I understand that there's going to be a couple games where I might have 2 or 3 targets and Marv's going to get 10 or Trey's going to get 15. And then there's going to be some other games where Marv gets 2 targets and I get 10 to 15. And so for me, it's like, it's always about what does the tape look like? I feel like if I'm playing fast and playing at my tempo and dictating to the defense, the ball will eventually find me. So it's never about, like, stats and stuff are great, but I always evaluate the tape.
That fits with what we've heard LaFleur say. In this scheme, the true X receiver is not always going to be the first read. Both of you showed, though, last season you could handle being the quote-unquote true number 1 receiver. You both stepped up. So how do you handle that competition between the two of you for a true wide receiver 1?
Yeah, man, I don't think it's really a competition. I think me and Mike, we both have the same goals to come in, help the team do our part, do our job, and help the team win games. I think it's not really a competition. I know what Mike wants to do, this season, and I know what I want to do this season. I know what Trey wants to do this season. I think we all want to help the team in our own ways, and I don't really see it as a competition.
Dynamic-wise, at least from the outside, that seems like a unique perspective, right? Is 2 receivers who are okay if there's not a true number 1.
Right.
How does that dynamic work for your room, and how did you both get to that point?
I think it's just caliber of character that we both have, and I kind of want to touch on what Marv just answered. Is it's never a competition with other guys in the room. For me, I'm always competing with myself. And so, like, I'm never thinking, oh, if Marv caught 5 balls today, I need to catch 7. Like, I think that can be very divisive, and that's not healthy because I'm putting my confidence in external factors. And so it goes back to what I answered a couple of minutes ago, is that it's always about me. And, like, it's about Marv and the way that he's playing and how he looks on tape. And so, like, I don't care if Marv has 8 catches and I have 0. As long as I'm proud of what that tape looks like, that's all I really care about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Marvin, you said that you felt like you couldn't catch a break last year with some of the injuries, some of them freak injuries you experienced. What do you plan to show the world in year 3 for Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Yeah, I'm gonna just be myself, just be me. I'm not trying to be nobody else. I'm confident in my abilities. I'm confident in the work that I put in and all the preparation that's got me to this point. So I'm not really trying to prove anything to anybody. Just go out there to be myself and be the best player that I know I can be.
Michael, you had a pretty big smile. What's your favorite part of Marv's game that you know he can unleash this year?
I mean, I've been saying it since, Marv's been here since his rookie year, is that, he's probably the best player I've ever played with from a receiver standpoint. And, when Marv's healthy and he's playing well and playing fast, like, he's an all-pro, Pro Bowl caliber player. And so I'm excited, God willing, he's healthy the whole year, barring injury. I know, sky's the limit for him.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
What was your favorite play he made last year?
Oh, that's a great question. My favorite one got called back. It was against the Rams. He ran a double move.
Oh, yeah.
We ran 13 personnel. He ran a double move. It was his game. I was like, Mike, I came to Mike before the game, like, Mike, you need 96. How many yards
yeah,
did you get to the
93.
I need 93 yards today. And he ran a double move against the corner, made a great contested catch like he always does. And he held it in, but got called back. But that was probably one of my favorite plays that Mike made last year.
The Cardinals are kicking off the Hall of Fame celebration, the 2026 season, officially playing the Panthers in the Hall of Fame game. And I know you've started to create a relationship with Larry Fitzgerald, one of the greatest receivers this organization, this league has ever seen. What's the best advice Fitz has given you?
It's just more so, like, actions speak louder than words, and it's more so the way he, has lived his entire life, his playing career, his professional career. And I don't think he's a guy that needs to spew a whole bunch of advice. You can just look at his career and be like, he just did everything the right way. And so I think just Larry being Larry is, the pinnacle of advice that you need as a receiver in the NFL.
Marv, being part of a Hall of Fame celebration won't be anything new for you, given your dad, but especially being a receiver with the Cardinals. What perspective does it have that you're part of the celebration for one of the greatest to ever do it?
Yeah, man, it's dope. Obviously, we have tremendous respect for Larry, what he's done, like Mike said, on and off the field, and no one's more deserving of this honor than him. And very excited to be a part of it, for sure.
Appreciate the time from both of you. Best of luck this season. Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael Wilson, I'm Dani Sureck. For more training camp coverage, stay locked in on azcardinals.com. The respect Harrison and Wilson have for each other and their work ethic is admirable. For two young receivers to want to see their teammates succeed, even if it means less targets coming their way, is incredible, considering they're both so young in their careers.
Right, and anytime you think of a wide receiver that plays for the Arizona Cardinals, it's very fair and easy to think about Larry Fitzgerald. How cool it'll be for Michael, for Marvin, and for this Arizona Cardinals team to watch Larry Fitzgerald earn that gold jacket in just a few days.
Coming up, our Summer of Fitz continues with 2 more chapters of the 11 series as Hall of Fame weekend draws closer. More Cardinals Birdwatch after the break, presented by SeatGeek. The segment is presented by SeatGeek, official primary ticketing partner of the Arizona Cardinals.
I always felt like I was, trying to earn the respect. I never felt like it was ever to the place where, he was most respected. I was always trying to make sure that I was a force in every game and I was showing up in different ways. Passing.
Here's going to be a double pass. Fitz catches it. He's going to throw it deep, far side. He's got a man. It's Johnson. Caught. Touchdown. If this is a send-off to Fitz, what a way to go out.
Blocking.
Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald and Michael Floyd, they ran the same route. And suddenly Larry said, uh-oh, my bad. What do you say I go get a block for you?
Special teams, if they needed me on hands team, like wherever I was needed, I wanted to make sure that I was showing up. If people say he respects the game, it means a lot to me. Like, it means he didn't cheat the game.
Aretha Franklin's not the only one who knows a thing or two about earning R-E-S-P-E-C-T. You like that?
I do like that. You should have sang it, though.
No one wants to hear me sing. That episode, Respect, is part of our 11 series as we continue the Summer of Fitz leading up to Larry Fitzgerald's Hall of Fame enshrinement. Zach, respect is earned, not given. At least that was the mindset Fitz had his entire career.
You spell out respect, I hear F-I-T-Z, because that's exactly what Larry Fitzgerald was all through throughout the NFL, a guy respected not just by those within the building here in Arizona, but all throughout the league from his teammates and from his competition. And soon enough, that bus that'll be in Canton, Ohio, along with his football legacy, will live there forever.
Fitz's work ethic, playmaking ability, and respect for others earned him that respect and being a leader from the jump. Some people have that natural aura that others gravitate towards, and that was Fitz.
We continue with our 11 series. Here's another episode, The Leader.
We control that. We control our own destiny today, man. Playmakers on three. 1, 2, 3. Playmaker.
I would say I felt comfortable pretty early on in terms of like addressing the team. I felt pretty comfortable doing that.
Hostile environment. Let's play our game, and we're going to come out here and take care of business today, man.
I was never a rah-rah guy. That was not my thing. The only time I would actually do it is if it was on my heart and I felt like something really needed to be said and I could actually make a difference by the words that would come out of my mouth.
We control our own destiny to where our goals are, man. Go out there and play for 60 minutes, man. This is the next team that's in our way.
It's not only all the physical skills and abilities, it's also his spirit and who he is and the humility of Larry Fitzgerald.
The way I try to lead is to build real, authentic relationships with people. Like I saw a lot of guys lead a lot of different ways, and I think one thing really resonated with me is you needed to be authentic to who you were.
Now I'm going to tell you something. You need leaders. That's your leader right there.
So I really tried to focus on just being authentically who I was.
I think too often in life, we're always told about the things that we can't do or the things that we don't do well. Well, you wouldn't be sitting in this locker room if you weren't great at something, right? And I think that's important that we always remember that.
All episodes of the 11 series can be found on azcardinals.com as we are that much closer to the moment of the summer, Zach.
7 days from now, that moment will take place. Larry Fitzgerald will be on stage in Canton, Ohio, getting that gold jacket and saying thank you as the next member of the Hall of Fame.
Coming up, one of the Cardinals' biggest fans takes his passion from State Farm Stadium to Good Morning America. We'll show you why Rob Freedman continues to inspire the Bird Gang. Cardinals Birdwatch continues in a moment. Presented by SeatGeek. This segment is sponsored by Desert Financial Credit Union, official banking partner of the Arizona Cardinals.
Hey, good morning. I'm Robert. I'm a diehard Cardinal fan from the AZ, making my Good Morning debut. This is our room right here. And I had to have a little breakfast over here this morning to have some energy in my system. And Michael Bidwell got my trip off to a good start. When he came in the room, it was a special surprise. He said, Robert, welcome to New York City. We couldn't be more excited to have you represent the Cardinals on the national stage of Good Morning America. Here we go, birdies. I'll be wearing my jersey. I'll be wearing my Cardinal socks and my Cardinal shoes. I got this when I was fan of the year during the 2021 season.
Why are you a Cardinals fan?
That was my first pro sports game in 1993.
Favorite Cardinals memory?
Of course, fan of the year, but for game, I would say NFC Championship would beat the Eagles. After a lot of trouble yesterday and waking up this morning, it's time for me to head into Good Morning America studio. Let's go! I feel like I'm a coach now. All right, let's call playing. Let's call hurry. I feel like I'm ready to go into a match like in Rocky. I'm ready to play the Rocky music.
It's hard not to have a good morning when you're on Good Morning America. Rob Freedman, the 2021 Cardinals Fan of the Year, who claims he has OCD, obsessive Cardinals disorder, represented the Bird Gang well on the national stage.
If there's a Cardinals event, you're going to see Rob there. The season ticket holder has not missed a Cardinals home game in over 20 years. You also have seen him so far here at some of these training camp practices. He was also in attendance at Cardinals Climb, the hike that the Cardinals held for the special needs community. And Good Morning America highlighted both Freedman and the cause.
No one better to rep the Cardinals than Rob.
Now, the Cardinals organization wants Rob to know how much he means to them.
Hey Rob, it's Marvin Harrison Jr. here.
Hey Rob, it's Trey McBride here.
I just want to say we all appreciate your support and all you've done for Arizona Cardinals.
I just want to say thank you so much for your support, not only to our football team, but to the students here around the Valley. You're an inspiration to not only us, but to everyone here.
See you soon.
Go Cardinals.
Mr. Freedman is here with us. You know what, Rob? It's great to have you here. We watched Marvin Harrison Jr., Trey McBride, two incredibly talented, great football players. Give you a shout out. How does that feel?
It makes me feel special, like I'm a part of the football team. Even though I don't put on the pads and the helmet.
How did you become such a big Cardinals fan?
My dad took me to my first Cardinals game in 1993, and I was starting to get into sports.
Yeah. And Rob, your mom, Mickey, speaking of your parents, is here.
She's here.
Mickey,
Yes,
she is. Oh, you just saw how much love they have for your son. So how proud are you of what he's done for his students and his community?
I'm overwhelmed. You know, he was a preemie, and it rolled into passion, and he's a gift.
He is a gift. A lot of people feel that way. Your mom's here. We talk to your students, too. Do you know how much they care about you and just how important you are to them?
I just want them to enjoy going to school. I know that someone believes in them.
Yeah.
Like the teachers did for me when I was in school.
It's clear they do.
And coaches, too. I forgot to coaches.
And coaches, too. Well, guess what? Everybody, the students and the staff, are at the Cardinal Stadium right now to cheer you on. I think we have
Holy cow.
a picture of that right back there. Look at that. Everybody's there.
Yeah, let's go right up Red Sea.
And I'm a big Cardinals fan now, especially at that stadium, because that's where we won the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, David Tyree made the catch of the century.
My friend. And the great thing is, you go to all the home games. You do not miss a home game. So we wanted to do something huge surprise for you and your students, because we want to send all of them to an upcoming game as well. We're going to give them all tickets to an upcoming game to go with you. What do you think about that?
Let's go, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. How do you feel about that?
That'd be awesome.
Taking the students with you, let them find and see what your passion is, and enjoying it and sharing that with you.
That'd be an amazing experience for all of them.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're an amazing person. We're glad you're here. I'm going to call you Mr. Freedman. How about that? Mr. Freedman, we're so glad you're here. Good luck to the Arizona Cardinals. Good luck to you. I'm glad they're not beating up on me anymore. And you know what? Maybe one day I can make it out there. We can go to a game together.
That'd be awesome. And you come to a tailgate, too. You can tell some cool football stories, too.
They have food?
Yes.
All right, I'm in, buddy. I'm in.
Congratulations. Thank you for coming in.
How awesome was it for Good Morning America to invite Rob's students with him to a future Cardinals game? Look, they get to watch his passion in the classroom as a teacher. Now they get to watch his passion in the stands here at State Farm Stadium.
Love getting to see Rob get the recognition he deserves. The date is set for the second annual Cardinals Climb Hike for Special Needs, Saturday, February 20th. You can check out cardinalsclimb.com for more.
Coming up, how much can a healthy B.J. Ojulari elevate the pass rush? What's the latest on the running back competition? And yes, we're debating the proper way to roast a marshmallow. Cardinals Birdwatch continues after this. Presented by SeatGeek. Welcome back to Cardinals Birdwatch, presented by SeatGeek. This segment is presented by AM/PM.
The Cardinals have gone camping, and so have we. Zach and I could not pass up the opportunity for having a campfire, making some s'mores. So we're gonna do our best to still focus on football, not get too distracted by how nice these are gonna start smelling.
I've been with this team now for 3 years. This might be the most nervous I've ever been, so here we go.
Okay, no pressure. So we're gonna start.
No pressure now?
We're gonna start with read and react. Zach, you know the rules, just own your opinion. Outside linebacker B.J. Ojulari is 100% healthy after hurting his knee 2 seasons ago, only played in 8 games last year. How can a healthy Ojulari transform the pass rush?
He could bring that fire, pun intended. He could do a lot for this pass rush room that you hope to see, that you did not get a ton of last year. I asked him in the locker room earlier this week, I said to him, BJ, do you feel like people may have forgotten who you are and the type of player you were coming to Arizona? And he said most definitely. And I think knowing he has that chip on his shoulder could only help him out and could help this pass rush out. You need somebody that's going to complement Josh Sweat. If it is your 2023 second rounder, I don't think anybody's going to be complaining.
2 years ago, Ojulari looked fantastic. He played in every game. He had 4 sacks. Now that he's fully feeling healthy from that knee injury, if he can have that bend again, that could make a huge difference for that position room. Okay, I need your reaction to this next one. Offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett would not name a starting running back.
Well, why isn't my marshmallow going yet? I'm a little bit disappointed right now. And I know people were disappointed on social media, especially the fantasy football community, because they're saying, we want to know that Jeremiah Love is the starting running back of this team. and he is going to get a lot of carries regardless if he is named RB1 going into this year. I truly believe he is going to be, because you don't take a guy 3rd overall at that position to not be named it. But what a good problem to have when you have 3 caliber guys with Jeremiah, James Conner, and Tyler Algier that could really take over that RB1 responsibility.
Having that amount of quality in that running backs room alleviates any sort of pressure for Love to come out and be the main back right out of the gate. I would not be surprised if we see more of a 1-2 punch until Love's role really starts to pick up when he gets comfortable. It's true, right? There's no official depth chart right now. However, you have to understand there's a little bit of coach speak, right, of not naming a starter this early in camp, but make no doubt about it, Love will get some love out on the playing field. Okay, what have you made so far about the linebacker pairings we've seen through camp?
It's been interesting. First of all, you mentioned a depth chart. Your marshmallow is already ahead of mine on the marshmallow depth chart because you at least have some color in it. I think what's been interesting so far when it comes to this linebacker core is when I went into this offseason expecting it to be Mack Wilson Sr. at that Mike linebacker spot, and then Jack Gibbons, who the Cardinals brought in from the New England Patriots, in that Will spot. It has not been like that. It has been Mack, and it's been Cody Simon, who sat behind Mack Wilson last year. But I do think it's a testament to the second-year player out of Ohio State, Cody Simon, for what he has been able to do, because it's impressive that the maturity has picked up. That's something that Mack Wilson complimented him on. But he also said it's his ability to now move to that Will spot, play a different position, and not skip a beat.
Cody Simon was thrown into the fire last season because of injuries as a rookie. He wore the green dot and he stepped up. So now his intelligence has only grown. His maturity has grown as well. So he has a nice understanding, and that's going to provide a lot of opportunities for different pairings for defensive coordinator Nick Rallis. That's a position room that I think we could see continue to transform throughout training camp at different combinations. Not to mention, this team will have just one linebacker out there quite a few times. So not anything to necessarily overthink when seeing the pairings. My last question for you, for Read and React: how burnt should a marshmallow be for s'mores?
Not this burnt, which is not at all. And I'm really jealous right now that yours is so much more colorful than mine is right now, because I definitely like a dark color on it.
There we go.
Right on cue. I want something like that, Dani, not something that just says white and plain as this. It kind of ruins.
Like it literally just came out of the bag. I feel like you have not been doing a good job multitasking here.
I warned you ahead of time. I said this is not the name of the game for me. But as we continue to roll along here, I will keep it here.
I like a good burnt marshmallow. Kind of where I'm at right now is how I like my s'more, which tells me our s'mores are made, which means it's time to wrap up the show because we've got to eat these. They smell way too good. Reminder that Hall of Fame coverage is kicking off next week. Hall of Fame game between the Cardinals and Panthers, Thursday, August 6th, officially kicks off the 2026 NFL season from Canton, Ohio. And of course, we will have all the coverage from the induction ceremony for the great Hall of Famer, Larry Fitzgerald. Stay locked in on azcardinals.com. We'll see you next week on Cardinals Birdwatch. Cheers, Zach.
Cheers. Happy camping, Bird Gang.
Thank you for watching Cardinals Birdwatch, presented by SeatGeek.